Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Quoth the Raven, Lewis Bright Raven. I'm your host, Lewis Bright Raven, 28-year veteran comics and science fiction fantasy writer, illustrator, and editor. And today is Tuesday, March 2nd, 2021, and we're going to talk about the most recent edition of the Previews catalog. Now, we're not going to cover Marvel and DC today because my graphics got messed up. I'll cover them next week on Tuesday, and we'll get into all that stuff. And so we'll be talking about the back of the book, if you will, the independents and mid-tier publishers, and what they're offering this week. Okay. So let's go ahead and get straight into that because we got quite a bit to talk about. We're going to do these in alphabetical order by title, not by company. So let's get started. And we're going to start with Beasts of Burden, Occupied Territory number 2. It'll be $3.99 from Dark Horse Comics. The writers are Evan Dorkin and Sarah Dyer, with art and cover by Benjamin Dewey. And the solicitation says, after a horrific attack from an army of crawling, disembodied heads threatening Japan, Emrys and his team of canine companions pick up a scent that leads them to the bizarre shape-shifting Tanuki, a cannibal witch, and a pack of badass Shiba Inus. This will be in shops on May 5th, 2021, and the order code is MAR for March 210281. We'll leave that on the screen if you guys want to write that down. This is information your retailer will need to order faster. I'm a big fan of the Beasts of Burden series. It was originally drawn regularly by Joe Thompson, and there is a Joe Thompson variant cover as well. You can look that up online if you want, but this is the main cover by Benjamin Dewey. Our next book is The Bequest, number 3 for $4.99 from Aftershock Comics, with creators writer Tim Seeley and art by Freddie Williams II. Solicitation: our heroes must undertake an epic quest across a broken and dangerous land, America. When the mad monk Epoch Crave unleashes monsters on small towns, Warlock and the War Party face more than just impossible creatures as they're assaulted by suspicion, anger, and the dying gasp of the American dream. In shops on May 19th, 2021, and the order code is March 20 or MAR 211007. Mainly, I'm getting it for the Freddie Williams art. I've known Freddie for a long time. Back before he even broke into comics, he was doing illustrative work for Pinnacle Games and other role-playing game companies. And I don't normally get some of the stuff he does for DC and that. Not because it's not good work, but because I'm just kind of not into what DC has him doing. But this looked interesting to me, so I've been pre-ordering the series. And I'm waiting for issue number 1. I think issue 1 comes out this month, but I'll be looking forward to seeing it when it comes out. And of course, now my computer wants to not load. Okay, here we go. Next one is Black Star original graphic novel for $24.99. The publisher is Abram Comic Arts Megascope. The creators are writer Eric Anthony Glover and artist Ariel Hovelianos. The solicit is in the future. Interstellar travel is past its prime, and sending shuttles beyond our solar system is a life-threatening gamble. However, in order to retrieve samples of an alien flower that may hold the key to saving countless lives, Harper North and her crew of scientists must journey to Helios, a dangerous planet in deep space. When the rest of the crew perishes when the ship crashes, the rescue shuttle detaches and lands safely. North races towards the rescue shuttle built for one, hoping to fulfill their mission and survive, but North isn't alone. The team's wilderness expert is still alive and hell-bent on hunting down North and claiming the shuttle for herself. As she battles the flora and fauna and tries to elude her ruthless former crewmate, North will find that the cost of survival is dear. What is she going to be willing to pay for that price? In shops on May 5th, 2021, order code MAR 21 10984. This appealed to me just conceptually. I like science fiction and sounded like an interesting concept. Our next book will be Kanto and the City of Giants, number 2, $3.99. Publishers IDW Publishing, with creators David M. Bucher, and this particular miniseries has art and cover by Sebastian Perez. The solicit is to recruit the aid of the Giants. Kanto must slay a foul beast that leaks deep within the heart of a maze outside their city. Aided by only by a most unexpected weapon, Kanto must defeat the Pharaoh and return its horn. That is, if he doesn't get lost in the maze. Kanto co-creator and writer David M. Bucher teams up with special guest artist Sebastian Perez, best known for Headspace and his work for Aftershock series Disaster Incorporated. In this 3-issue follow-up to Kanto 2, The Hollow Man, and then the regular artist Drew Zucker will return to the series in the upcoming series after this, Kanto 3, Lionhearted. It's in shops on May 12th, 2021, with an order code of MAR 210438. I've been regularly reading the Kanto series. Highly recommend them. Kind of looks like he's got, General Grievous is his partner, doesn't it? The way of his body over there on the cover there. It would be kind of funny if he did. But I like the cover, and like I said, I've been enjoying the Kanto series, which I've been reviewing regularly on the program. So if you've been watching the show regularly, you know what I think of the book and why I'm recommending it. Our next book is Chained to the Grave from IDW Publishing. As soon as it comes up, I think it's issue 4. Yes, issue 4 out of 5 for $3.99. The writers are Brian Level and Andrew Eisenbach, with art and cover by Kate Sharon. The solicit is the outlaw Ray Mason has come back from the dead, chained to the headstone that marked his grave. On the trail of buried gold and hunted by the big bad, Roy struggles to hold his family and body together. In shops May 12th. Not a whole lot of solicitation here. I'm not really sure what to think of this. I read the first issue and I reviewed it. That's basically the same kind of solicitation, more or less. So they didn't really give you any information on this one to see if it's worth continuing to read. But I remember I didn't give it the best review for number 1, but I said it had potential. We'll wait and see where it goes. So hopefully it'll be all right. In shops on May 12th with an order code of MAR 210440. Our next book will be from Image, Deep Beyond. It gets loaded up here. Number 4 of 12 issues for $3.99. The writers are David Goy and Mirka Andolfo, with art by Andrea Boccardo. And the solicit is the gang finally reaches an underwater laboratory, and everything seems to turn out okay. They are closer to Pam, who is the one character that was trapped underneath the ocean that they're trying to reach. But the threats are not over yet, and Pam could be out of reach. It was already obvious that this is not a happy ending story, right? And it probably shouldn't be obvious by issue 4. I understand what they're saying, that it's pretty bleak just on issue 1 that already came out and I reviewed. It's in stores on May 5th, 2021, with an order code of March 21, 0185. Our next book is Engine Ward number 11 for $3.99. Publishers Vault Comics. Readers are George Mann with art by Joe Eisma. As the Celestial Alliance crumbles, the Engine Ward leads her people in a devastating siege on the sphere. But are the people of Shiptown prepared for the grave consequences of such an uprising and the sacrifice that will be required to bring peace and prosperity to Helen? I'm getting an idea that maybe this is the next to last issue. I think 12 might be the last issue on this. Makes sense. We'll see. It's in shops May 26th with an order code of MAR 211665. I have been regularly reading this series and reviewing it on the program. So you guys know that it's pretty much been the 3 to 4 range out of 5. I'm just kind of going with the flow on it and waiting for the story to reach its conclusion. Our next book is Eve, number 1 of 5 issues for $3.99. The publisher is Boom Studios, with creators writer Victor Laval and art by Joe Mignon. I hope I didn't slaughter that. With a cover by Ariel Anadito. The solicit is this book is intended for fans of comics like Undiscovered Country and Little Bird, and it's a new adventure series from award-winning author Victor Laval, best known for Destroyer, and rising artist Jomi. I don't know how I messed that up. Anyway, Jomi Young, who did artwork for Jim Henson's Dark Crystal comics, about a dangerous journey across a future dystopian America to save the world. When the ice caps melted, most of humanity was lost to a hidden disease that was released in the ice. Basically, whatever. I wouldn't call it a hidden disease, but whatever. Yeah, I know what they're getting at. Anyway, now a mysterious girl named Eve has awoken in secret and must deal with a world that was nothing like the virtual reality she was raised in. In order to save her real father, she must embark on a deadly quest across the country, but she has no idea of the threats that await her or the price she will pay to restore life to a dying planet. This book will be in shops on May 5th, 2021, with an order code of March 21, 0873. The cover by Ario is nice. I hope that I haven't seen the artwork on the inside. All I've gone by is the cover art and the concept here. I hope that the interior art is as strong as the cover art. It's going to obviously be different artists, but it looks kind of cool. I like the stuffed bear look out like he's living, a robotic stuffed bear. Looks kind of neat. Moving on to the next one, which is We Only Find Them When They're Dead, number 6. This is actually not in alphabetical order because it's alphabetical order for a different thing here. But anyway, We Only Find Them When They're Dead, number 6, also from Boom Studios. Creators are writer Al Ewing with art by Simeon DeMeo with cover by Tony Infante. Solicit 50 years have passed since Captain Malik and the crew of the Vahan 2 embarked on their fateful mission, and the universe has changed in ways no one ever expected. Jason Howard, one of the fated Vahan 2 crew, is now 71 years old and living a life on the razor's edge between the harvesters and the worshippers. For those of you who don't remember what that is, they find these giant bodies out in space, and some of them harvest the organs for cash, and some worship the bodies of these gods, godlike beings in outer space. But as these rival religious factions clash throughout the galaxy, Jason finds himself thrown into the center of the chaos and forced to confront his tortured past. And the only people who can help Jason have their own secret agenda, one that may bring him face to face with Captain Malik in ways beyond comprehension. This will be out on May 19th with an order code of MAR 210914. I've been getting this series regularly. Basically, I think this is like the end of the arc. I hope it's the end of the arc, and so I'm just basically reading till the end of the arc on this one. The next book is Girls of Dimension 13, number 2, for $3.99 by publisher Aftershock Comics, creators writer Graham Nolan and artist Brett Blevins. I had Graham on last week. We talked a little bit about this series. Really, though, I think he was trying to save the conversation for him and Brett to talk about on his own channel this week. But that's okay. The solicit is the girls go into training under the tutelage of their wizard dog Pitch to master their mystical skills. And not a moment too soon, as the mysterious Levi Skeggs and his minions come gunning for the girls to take the chosen one to the dimensional demon Abraxas. It's in shops on May 26, 2021, with an order code of March 21, 1004. Our next book is Grendel Devil's Odyssey, number 6 of 8 issues. Publisher is Dark Horse Comics for $3.99. Creators are Matt Wagner with Brennan Wagner on the colors. The solicit is decades of searching have finally led Grendel Prime and Sigma 7 to the planet Bohan Fek, which has an environment similar to Earth's where civilization exists at a medieval level of technology and is shared between 3 different intelligent species. But the entire culture operates under a feudal system and centers around a ritualistic form of combat known as the Ordeal, which Grendel Prime must now navigate through. In shops May 12th with an order code MAR 210294. I don't know how many people were reading the series. It was good. This is like the first time it's come back, I think, since before the pandemic started. So it's been over a year since the last issue, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So a lot of people may have even forgotten about the book. I hope that if you were getting it, that you get it, pick it back up. I'm sure it'll be collected in a trade soon enough, but still, I'd hope that people would buy the singles. We have next from Image Shadowline Comics, Jules Verne's Lighthouse, number 2 of 5 issues for $3.99. The writers are Brian Haberlin and David Hine, with art by Brian Haberlin and Gerard Van Dyke. Part 2, Secret War. When Vasquez runs out of her medication, her nanny bot Moses comes up with a new prescription. Now she has to contend with mood swings and side effects of the drug, as well as a horde of murderous space pirates. This could turn out to be a very bad day. In shops May 19th, 2021. Order code MAR 210202. I am kind of surprised that this is coming out of Shadowline. I thought it was coming out of Top Cow for some reason, but it's cool that it's coming out of Shadowline. Just didn't realize it. The main thing that's interesting about this is it's kind of like a science fiction version of Jules Verne's Lighthouse idea. If you're not familiar with it, I don't want to spoil it for you because it might ruin the comic. you might want to look it up and do a little research on it. Our next book is Midnight Sky number 8, $3.99. Publisher Scout Comics, writer James Pruitt, art and cover by Scott Van Domelen. Just talked with James as of issue number 7 recently, as I reviewed that. So let's go ahead and just get to it. Jennifer and Alita, which is the mother and daughter, fight for their lives against the horde of swamp creatures that are trying to prevent them from rescuing Alejandro, the son of the family, from the changelings. That's the alien race that's invaded Earth. Meanwhile, Alejandro finds himself face to face with the prime changeling and discovers that he shares more than just a species, as it is revealed that the prime is his true biological father. Now Alejandro is faced with the most important decision of his life, whether loyalty to his true bloodline and heritage is more powerful than the love of his human mother and the family he had, with the fate of the world at stake. This will be the last issue of the arc. They'll be then collected into a trade, and then I think they're going to take some time off to develop the second story arc, from what James told me. Privately, well, not really privately, but in conversation. So that's what's going on with that series. So this might, I don't know if you want to wait for the trade. You might if you haven't been getting it in individuals, but it's a good series. In shops May 26th, 2021. Order code MAR211544. We have next Orphan and the Five Beasts, number 3 for $3.99 from Dark Horse Comics, written and illustrated by James Stokoe. Solicit is, after an insane battle with the first of the beasts, known as Thunder Thighs. I wonder what that's going to look like. A brave warrior named Orphan Mo and her newfound mountain bandits move forward in their journey to take down the next boss. It's kind of basically, I don't know, it has a little bit of the Fist of the North Star into it, and it has a little bit different things going on for it, I think. I haven't seen the first issue yet, but just reading the concepts of what the books are. I think the first one comes out later this month. In shops May 19th. Order code March 20, MAR210286. Our next book is from Scout Comics, Red Shift, number 1 of 6 for $3.99. Writers H.S. Tack, art by Brent David McKee, and cover by Amanse Nahupan. Again, I hope I pronounced that right. Solicit is, while humanity grapples to survive on Mars, the Ministry of Exploration pins mankind's last hope of resurgence on an astronaut who's scared of space. Okay, sounds kind of weird, doesn't it? In the Space Odyssey, brew of influences like Total Recall and Interstellar, Helena and his team of explorers hunt for a new home while civil war threatens to obliterate the last bastion of human life. It's in shops on May 19th. Order code MAR211547. The cover got my idea. And just the idea of red. I like the title, Red Shift. It's just interesting to me. I want to see what it does. I was also looking at the design of the clothing he's wearing, and it's like he's wearing a spacesuit on the bottom and a helmet, but then he's wearing a flannel shirt like he's a farmer out in outer space. And it's like, that's a weird looking thing. I want to see what that is. So it's kind of interesting there. That's why I'm ordering this one. Our next one is Resonant number 10, $3.99 from Vault Comics, writer David Andry and art by Skylar Partridge. The climax of the second arc. This will probably be my last issue of the series, to be honest with you. Paxton attempts to escape the spiral, desperate to get back to his children, but his friend and recent lover Claire stands in his way. Beck, that's the daughter of Paxton, who's in the clutches of the preacher now, discovers that her fight to take back the cabin has become a struggle for her family's survival. It's an interesting cover. Feels very Hunger Games-ish. Anyway, it's in shops May 26, 2021. Order code MAR211670. Next book is Stake number 3 for $3.99 from Scout Comics. Writer David Byrne, artist Francesca Fattini. This is definitely a mature reader's book, by the way, for those who don't know. The solicitation is Angel and Jessamy catch a murder case when an anti-vampire guy is found drained in their home. Jessamy forces Angel to canvass the neighborhood and neighbors, leading to an encounter with an old friend. With the discovery of a nest in Detroit that gives Angel a chance to do exactly what she wants, crack some skulls. For those who don't know, Angel's like this bounty hunter who hunts down illegal vampires and stuff like that. And she's got a guardian. I don't want to give too much of it away. I do like the cover. It has a kind of a weird mix of modern and 60s pop art feel to it. The first issue was interesting. I reviewed that recently, a couple of weeks back on the show. It's okay. We're going to see where it goes. It's available on May 12th. Any order code for pre-ordering is MAR211550. Our next book is Strange Attractors number 2 for $5.99. Publishers It's Alive. Creators Mark Sherman and Michael Cohen with Michael Cohen art. And this is a new edition from a series from the late 1990s. The cover that you see here is the retro cover reprinting from the original cover. This is a return of indie comic book sensation Strange Attractors, which came out in the late 90s by Mark Sherman and Michael Cohen. It's about Sophie, the curator of a futuristic museum who is caught up in an adventure involving science, magic, mathematics, and comic books. In this second issue, she witnesses the murder of H.R. Whittiver and then encounters a strange, mysterious stranger in the museum. Each issue has a standard cover, which is a new cover, the retro cover, this is the retro cover that's reprinting the original, and a guest variant cover, and this issue's guest variant cover is by artist Trina Robbins. Last issue number 1, the guest artist was Terry Wood, or Risa Challenger of Wandering Star fame, and I got the variant cover because I already have the some of the issues for Strange Attractors from the 90s, and I already have that cover, so I figured I'd go ahead and get the one from Risa or Terry, whichever you prefer to refer to her as. It's in shops on May 5th of 2021, and the order code is MAR211382. The next book is Sweet Downfall, trade paperback, $19.99, from Scout Comics. Creator is Stefano Cardoselli. The solicitor is Johnny, who's an old model crash test dummy, has been repurposed as a hitman for Don Vito Cariaxi, the supremely powerful mob boss of Santa Clara City, sprawling ocean-bound metropolis. But it all starts to fall apart when Johnny's tasked with bringing in a mermaid, a delicacy whose flesh has healing properties. Quite unexpectedly, Johnny falls in love with the mermaid and decides, instead of killing her, to save her. This decision launches a long journey that is fraught with danger. The only certainty that remains is that there will be lots of bullets and so much blood. In shops May 5th, order code MAR 211552. And I missed the Sweet Downfall one shot. There was a one shot release to this. It was supposed to come out last month or the month before. And Diamond never shipped my store the issue, but it was only the one shot preview and then it went to the trade. So I just get in the trade. Our next book is Tarna number 6 of 6. $3.99. Publishers Heavy Metal Productions. Writer is Stephanie Phillips. The interior artist is Al Bernanuevo, with cover by Christian Ward. We just talked about Tarna yesterday with number 3. And we have a different artist again here on issue number 6. Again, I don't know why they couldn't keep the original artist on the book, but oh well. This is the story of a millennial battle between godlike beings with all sentient life caught on their path. That, of course, is Tarna versus the Keiko. After a near-death experience from her battles against the servants of Keiko, Tarna dons her all-new celestial armor to fight a bloody and terrible war. Can the last Tarakian and her ally, the young woman called Shan, whom I mentioned earlier yesterday, might be more than she appears, stop the army of Urkus? The final act in Tarna's new adventures begins. In shops May 12th with an order code of MAR 211352. I'm not really sure what to expect given the constant turnover of artists. This is an extra page, 30-page story apparently. So, and they're not charging you more money for it, so that's good. I do like the covers by Christian Ward. We'll see how the story turns out. And finally, They Fell from the Sky number 4 for $3.99 from Mad Cave Studios. Writer Lizel Buenaventura. Artists are DJ Chavis and Xavier Terrega. Orion is gone in the wind, but when Care insurgents storm Boonville to find him, Tommy is caught in the crossfire. Can the gang save the day before it's too late? Orion is the alien that they found in issue number 1. Should be an interesting story. I did review number 1. I gave it not the best score, but that was partly because there were just certain things in it I didn't care for at the time. I don't want to repeat them right now because I don't remember off the top of my head the specifics, but hopefully it'll be an improvement as we go along with the storyline. Looks like the sheriff got beat up, shot up, and has his gun pointed at Tommy and Orion, to be honest, but I thought Orion was gone, so I don't know. It's kind of a weird cover. It's going to be in shops May 26, 2021. Order code MAR 211429. And that is our show for today. If you want to reach me, you can reach me at Facebook at Lewis.BrightRaven, Twitter, LewisBrightRaven2, DeviantArt.com/BrightRaven, on YouTube at Quoth the Raven, Lewis Brightraven, Gmail, Quoth the Raven LBR72@gmail.com. If you can't reach me at the Gmail address, try LewisBrightRaven@yahoo.com. Our regular schedule is Mondays. We usually do comics, news, and reviews, and I'll do a little bit of extra comic news before we head out. Wednesdays, Comics, what did you get this week? Sometimes I do Tuesdays, but we have the preview books, so I can let you know what I find in previews, let you know what we're ordering. Anyway, Wednesdays is what did you get this week? Thursdays is our roundtable talk. Usually we have a guest night and we have topical discussions, or we promote other people's works. This week's topic, I'm waiting to see if the other people want to do it or not before we finalize everything. Okay, so I'll hopefully have that figured out tomorrow. I'll let you guys know. And on Fridays, it's genre night. Usually, it's every week's a different genre. Sometimes there's guests, sometimes I'm by myself. This week is science fiction novels. So we'll talk about that on Friday. And then sometimes we're supposed to have live draw on Saturdays and Sundays. I have not done that very well this year. I've been dealing with I don't know. It's like a sleeping disorder or something. I don't know. But anyway, not this week, but next weekend, we'll be back with the next live draw. And I don't know exactly what we'll be talking about, but we will have it on the 14th, I believe. That would be 13th. Pardon me. March 13th will be the next live draw. So I will see you guys next time. But before I do that, I want to let you know there is one more thing of news that you may not have heard about. It's about Scout Comics. They have recently signed a deal with Lunar Distribution. That's a distributor that regularly distributes DC titles these days. It's non-exclusive. They'll still also be coming out through Diamond. But in addition to Diamond, they'll now be available through Lunar Distribution. I believe that starts beginning in next month's books, April for June release. So they'll also be, even though they'll be still available through Diamond, they'll also be available through Lunar's platform. That's kind of an interesting turn of events. And I'm going to hopefully get some people from Scout to come talk about that, because there's certainly nothing wrong with doing that. I think more publishers should be working with Lunar. And I think we should have other distributors besides Diamond, and that's a good thing. So hopefully that'll work out for everybody. Alrighty then. I will see you guys tomorrow for what I got from the comic shop this week. And until then, have a good day, good evening, and we'll see you next time.